Hey guys, it's Aria here and little Aria. Wave to the camera. She is almost 13 weeks old. Ah, crazy. Honey, hi. Say hello. Hi. Who's that in there? Who's that in there? He's a little smiler. Yeah, so she's 13 weeks on Tuesday, so kind of a 3-month update. As you can notice, I am going lighter. I've taken out my hair extensions and I'm transitioning to go blonde again. You guys have never known me to be blonde. This is the in-between colour, so it's always that kind of yucky, brassy kind of colour, but I reckon definitely by Christmas it's going to be blonde, so I'm looking forward to that. But we've been going really good. The odd colds here and there between all the kids, so I'll get into that. But getting stuck into her update, hopefully she's going to be a happy girl. She doesn't really like sitting down like this. She kind of just wants me to hold her, hold her up. So anyway, first of all, we are still breastfeeding on demand, so whenever she wants, but she pretty much is in a every 2-hour kind of routine. She kind of sometimes does cluster feed, usually towards the end of the day, I think when she's getting a little bit more fussy. But in the morning, she's looking over there at the butterflies in the back. In the morning, she usually wakes up around about 7:30. And then she will have a good feed, and then she goes back to bed about an hour and a half later. She gets a bit grizzly. She's really happy in the mornings. Like, she's the happiest. Like, when she wakes up at 7:30, she is probably the happiest that she is out of the whole day. Just very smiley. We have this kind of routine in the mornings that we all come into my bed, my son, her, if my husband's home, and we all watch cartoons, and I have my coffee and my toast, and you know, she has a feed, and then she just lays there gazing around and smiling, and it's lots of fun. I love it. It's my favourite part of the day. And then she usually goes back to bed an hour and a half later. She will sometimes take a feed before she goes back to bed, but sometimes I have to. She loves the bouncy ball, like the Swiss ball, and cradling her in my arms. She loves that to get her to sleep, but sometimes I can just put her in a cot and she'll go back to sleep by herself. And then she'll sleep for maybe an hour or two if I'm lucky, in her cot here. Oh, whoa. If I'm lucky. And then she'll wake up. Oh, and she sleeps best on her belly. She is more comfortable. If she's getting hard to get to sleep on her back, I roll her over and she's out to it straight away, pretty much on her belly. I do have to obviously check. I've got the monitor there, as you can see, but I do have to check on her, like, quite a bit, just to make sure, obviously, that she's got nothing in her cot to get her suffocated, but you just never know. So it kind of freaks me out a little bit, especially if my husband's just looking after her, because he can be a little bit complacent sometimes and always checking her. Maybe I'm just over checking her, I don't know. But she sleeps better on her belly. But at night she sleeps on her back. I will stress that. Yeah, so she's not in our bed anymore. She's been in her cot since about 8 weeks, since she pretty much started sleeping longer than every 2 hours. It got to 4 to 6 hours and about 6 hours straight. I'm like, yep, okay, you can go in your cot now, and it's worked out best for her and I. And so then if she now has been waking up an hour after she goes to bed for the night for that little bit of feed, that top up, which is kind of a little bit annoying because we still haven't got on a date yet, and I want to go to the movies tonight after all the kids are gone to sleep, and she doesn't take a bottle, so I'm hoping she doesn't wake up for my mother-in-law and want the boob, because she's not going to get it. No, you're not going to get it. I don't know. I know. Who's that in there? Who's a cute little girl? Who's a cute little girl? Her little nickname's my little honey. My little honey butterfly, because her room is butterflies. And butterflies come out from a cocoon like the womb and comes out into a beautiful butterfly. Yeah. Yeah. I could just do this all day with you. Oh, yeah. Do you see yourself? Do you see yourself in the mirror? In the phone. Anyway, so then she was sleeping through the night, everyone, for 2 weeks there before she got a cold off her brother once again. She's had 2 colds in the span of a month, which is horrible considering that we're breastfeeding and it's supposed to be good for their immunity, and she's so young still. But anyway, she was sleeping through pretty much from 8 o'clock until 4:30 in the morning, so I was loving it. But at the moment she's waking up probably every 4 to 5 hours at night for a feed, so she might be just going through a growth spurt or the cold's just bothering her. Hi, who's that in there? And so, yeah, so during the day then, she'll then go back down to sleep around midday after her 1 to 2 hour sleep in the morning. And that works out good for me because her brother, my son, who is 3 next month, still has a midday sleep from anywhere from like 11 to 12:30, just depending on what we're doing during the day. And he'll usually go down for about an hour or so, so I'm trying to get her on the same sleep schedule as him. It would just work out a lot better, I mean, for my sanity. And just whoever's looking after them one day, if for whatever reason I'm out, just for them both to go down at the same time. I'm just going to turn the fan on because it's quite warm. Yeah, so, and then she sleeps for maybe about 1 to 2 hours if I'm lucky again. And then in the afternoon, she'll usually have a cat nap between, you know, say 2 and 7 to when then she goes down for the night. That's on a good day. That's if we're home. But if we're out and about, like, you know, my son has swimming lessons twice a week and goes to kindy twice a week and other things going on. So that usually obviously puts out the routine a little bit, but she's going really good. Loving it. Like, we just have so much fun, and I do have the guilt of, you know, not spending as much time with my son. You know, it's been him for the last 2.5 years, so I have that guilt of, you know, I'm spending a lot of the time gazing at her and goo-goo-gooing at her, and but he's at kind of the age where he loves just to play by himself, and I supervise, obviously, and interact with him, so yeah, I guess everyone has that guilt problem as a mother. But when my husband's home, like he's out fishing at the moment with my husband and his dad. So yeah, they're having lots of fun out at the moment because he is boat obsessed and loving it. Hi. But she absolutely loves the boob. I'm not planning on giving that up anytime soon. I'm just trying to get, I'm not trying to get her used to the bottle because I'm not even trying. Like, it's just so easy just to whack out the boob and go, here you go. Just so much easier. But I need to get her used to it because I want to go on a date with my husband. Oh, honey. Okay. I'm trying to think. So, yeah, she's had 2 colds in the last month just because my son goes to kindy and he's had germs from there and it's kind of annoying, so then he gives it to her. But she's not too affected by it. It's mainly him that gets more so congested and sulky. She hates the nose sucker, but I love it. I love getting everything out, but I think it kind of hurts and obviously irritates her. And let me look at my notes. She's getting way better in the car. She was like screaming bloody murder when we used to go in the car. But now she's pretty much used to it. If she's not tired and she's not hungry, she just is happy to sit there or go to sleep. Whereas her brother screamed every time, no matter what. But I think that was our fault because pretty much when he was born, we didn't leave the house for the first 6 weeks of his life. We did, but not as much. Like now she has no option. I have to take her out to drop my son off to kindy and take her out to swimming in the mornings, you know, things like that. So yeah, she has no option with that, so I think she's getting used to the car. She nearly rolled over at 11 weeks. She was so close. Like, I was getting the video out for about half an hour there just watching her because she had a leg over and an arm over, but she just couldn't get that last little bit over. So maybe, I don't know, any day now. We'll see. She doesn't particularly like tummy time, but she is getting more used to it, and it's just because I really didn't do it with her. Yeah, that's the only excuse, really. Hi, isn't it? Isn't it? You gonna look at yourself in the mirror? In the phone? No. And what else? It's funny. Like, I have a couple friends, and I was going to say, like, she's drooling, and obviously she's trying to put things in her mouth. She found her hand at, like, 8 weeks and always gnawing on her hand. And first-time mummies always seem to mistake that for teething. And, yeah, I've got one friend who thinks her baby's teething at 11 weeks. And it could be, because obviously they're moving up and down and everything. And I think, and they say, oh, they're using Bonjela and they're getting all their, the tooth is about to cut through. And I think as a first-time mum, you kind of, and I thought the same thing with Jackson. I'm like, oh, he's getting a tooth at 3 months, but didn't get it till 3 months later. And I know kids do early teeth on, but as a first-time parent, you kind of worry about everything. And now as a second-time mum, you're kind of like a bit more complacent. You're like, oh, whatever. It could be this or it could be that. So, yeah, it's interesting to see other people going through it for the first time. She is so much more talkative than my son. Holy, and apparently from everyone that I talk to, girls are more chatty. She's more vocal. She's like, when I talk to her really close, she'll like want to chatter to me back. But her brother, and he's a late talker, like he's only putting 3 words together at the moment, and he's almost 3, and he's gotten better, so much better in the last 6 months. But she's so much chatty, and he didn't make a peep, I swear, for the first year. Anyway, that's our cue to sign off. But thanks for watching. It's good to be back. And I'm going to do a postpartum video on myself whenever she's settled. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.